And the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. And welcome to the Wise Hour. I'm your host, Jay Melane, also known as Wise. Well, we'll be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Family, have a special guest with us today. Get your notepads out, get your iPads, your notebooks, pencils, whatever you need to do, your recorders, whatever you need to do to get this information today. I got an individual here going to be dropping true 24 karat gold bars, dealing with, investment property and real estate. Trust me, in these times, you might want to know a little bit more about this stuff. And also, he's going to reveal something about his life story and some of the challenges and how he actually pressed forward. But before we jump in the show, I need your guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share. Hey, we're a community here. And the more and more you push this out, more and more people get a chance to get these 24 karat gold bars. So, family, want to thank each and every person who subscribed, shared, liked, and everything above. Let's keep it coming, family. Let's keep it coming. All right, with that, let's go ahead and go into the show. So let's go.
At the Wise Hour, we break through the night, bringing knowledge fire, so hold on tight. Every episode, a story to unfold. We're turning every minute into gold.
Man, what's happening, brother? What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing, Wise?
I'm doing good, doing good. So before we go ahead and get started into any questions, what I want you to do to introduce yourself to the family.
Absolutely. I am Markayle D'Angelo Gray, founder and CEO of Paradigm Shifters. We are a real estate acquisition and development firm located right here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, right now in Charlotte, in the Queen City. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And this bird right here, I'm telling you right now, y'all want to get your pencil, iPads, Samsung advice, whatever advice you have, y'all want to take notes here because you got a entrepreneur and a great expert. Brother, I got all right. So before we go deep dive into all the gold bars you're gonna be dropping today, I got a question for you. I want to make sure that we go get everything set up. All right, man. Since you, I'm thrilled that you're on this podcast. All right, can you let people, get started with your journey? What? Okay, can you share a bit about your early days as an educator, and what inspired you to make that leap into real estate development?
Yeah, absolutely. And, thank you so much for having me, Wise. To address your first question, what initially attracted me to education was really just a huge gap or lack thereof of Black males within the school system. And I just wanted to become, the teacher that I felt like I always needed. So I felt compelled to become an English teacher because I knew that it was a core subject. I knew that the students had to come through my class and actually take it seriously and give it their best shot in order to pass the next grade. And man, you know that that experience during that time just taught me so much, just about relationships. It taught me about that high emphasis on high stake assessments. I seen that inequality within schools of how Black boys were disciplined versus other races of students, which I was not fond of, especially you know not writing any like suspension referrals. Like none of my students ever got suspended in my class. I didn't have behavioral issues, and then they had the highest test scores amongst. We had the highest test scores consecutively every single year that I taught English. So that was cool. But what I noticed was I was really overworked and underpaid. The impact was there. The impact was undeniable. The students loved me. They would do whatever for me. But this is a time of high inflation. This is a time where the cost of living is extremely high. The value of the United States dollar continues to depreciate, and I felt compelled to not just want to retire as a school teacher, but take my destiny in my own hands and see what happened when I actually bet on myself. So we're in as we are kind of transitioning into the next your next question. Back in 2020, um, I started my own investment group. We invested into stocks and crypto, and it went from just like three of my best friends to 50 African American women and female, male and female investors within the stock marketplace, and then within cryptocurrency. And then I told the group that we needed to actually get into something that was recession proof. Those between 2020 to 2022. So I was investing all of my stimulus checks straight into the market. All of my money, a lot of my money from teaching, I invested straight into the market. A lot of my money from tutoring, I put it into the market. So that really helped. And I told the group that we needed to actually get into something that's recession proof. And once I realized that was real estate development, that's what I embarked upon, and I started my company, and the rest is history.
Oh man, 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed, my brother. See, you made your money work for you. See, and that's what I love about it. It doesn't matter where you start. It's a matter how you take the opportunity to make that investment, right? I'm just playing the words. Make that investment. You said I went into the education field because of lack of teachers, black teachers, male teachers, and actually I say, I'll go ahead and go back history, the same challenges that you faced then, and you realize you recognize the same challenges I faced back then in my day, because we had a lack of black teachers and stuff, and I struggled through the school system. Part of the reason why I wrote the book Where is because of that struggle as well. So, and that's highlighted in my book. It's about the struggle I had in the school system first. And there was certain teachers that able to help me and guide me through it, but it was a struggle getting through the system of the school system as being a young black male. Not a troublemaker, not anything like that. Just the understanding how they adult education for us and how they want to instruct and teach us. So it's great that you got into that, but you also see a passion. So this is not going to get me to the next place what I need to be a big impact in my community. So what's the next thing I can do? I can take this money that I'm making as a teacher, let me corroborate with other people. You say you start with your friends, then you went, you got a group of 50 plus, male and female, all together investing. Then they say, okay, we're making money. How can we make sure this is going to last? Let's get into investment. Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. So I love that. So this inspire this next question right here. So what was the pivotal moment that made you realize you wanted to transfer from teaching and becoming an entrepreneur in real estate? And how did your background in education influence you in that approach in that business?
Absolutely. You said what was the moment that I wanted to transition from teaching to becoming a full-time entrepreneur?
Yes.
All right. So the moment was I was teaching at a predominantly white school here in Charlotte. I had 205 students. This is in 2020. So 2020, I had 205 students. I was in grad school, straight A's at UNCC while teaching, while being a new father during COVID. And I just had an epiphany because I was developing bags under my eyes, grinding so hard. When I really commit to something, I commit to excellence. So that's what I expect really out of myself. And that's what I typically achieve. So, it was really in that moment, I was like, man, like I'm grinding so hard. I had went over to my dad's house and my little sister was like, what you doing with bags under your eyes? And she kind of like made fun of me. And I kind of got infuriated inside, but I didn't show it because she had no clue of like the sacrifice that I had been put in, the work that I had been putting in to like what caused those bags to develop underneath my eyes. And then I was just like, man, this is not it. So once I had that moment, I was like, what would happen if I bet on myself? And I just embarked upon self-education. So I was allocating between 40 to 60 hours educating myself every week because this was during COVID. So a lot of people, were spending time in-house. A lot of people didn't really have much to do. And a lot of people were watching a lot of TV. Some people were depressed because they couldn't see family, et cetera, et cetera. I wasn't really focused on anything that was going on in the world. I was focusing on what I needed to go to be able to achieve the levels of success that I felt like I needed to have. And I just was just hyper focused on educating myself. So allocating like 40 to 60 hours a week towards learning stocks, learning how to trade, day trading, short-term, long-term investing, evaluating companies, cash flow, debt ratios, debt DTI. I was studying the economy. I was looking at micro and macro economics. I mean, all kind of stuff. So I was just really infatuated with all the information that I was learning. And I also read 3 books that same summer of 2020. That was Think and Grow Rich, The 10X Rule, and The Millionaire Next Door. And then from there, I was like, wow, like I been looking at everything all wrong, and I know that there is a information gap and then there's an exposure gap. So over that summer, I began to lessen those 2 gaps just by slowly committing a lot of my time towards educating myself. And then from there, when I was like, I'm about to venture into real estate, I realized that real estate development was recession proof when I began to look at and examine that everywhere we go involves real estate. Like wherever we work, play, eat, or sleep, it involves real estate. So I was like, well, sure, here I am. I'm born in Charlotte, raised in Charlotte. I was like, what would happen if I became a developer? And oh, really, what it was as well. My best friend Omar, he's a realtor up in New York. So when I would be teaching, he'd be sending me screenshots of 10,000, 15,000, $20 checks consecutively. And I'm over here in a very noble profession, putting the work in, overworked, underpaid. And here I am getting these screenshots from my best friend of how well he's doing as a realtor. And I was like, okay, if he's making 10, 15, 20, what would it take for me to make half a million or $1 million in a relatively short amount of time? So all those things, all those various factors that I just explained, pretty much led me to this point. And then, I took a local boot camp, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna learn as much as I can. I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna pay this money to learn real estate development. And then before the course ended, I had 2.65 acres under contract in my business name, and we acquired it with no loan, and it skyrocketed in value to $1 million.
Come on now. Ooh. Come on now. Come on now. He just dropped 24 karat gold bars, everybody. So y'all should have some questions because he just gave you a sneak peek of how to do real estate investment real quick. But to see, the thing is, it didn't start ourselves. I went to this major institution and I paid $100,000 for this. He said I sat down during the time of the pandemic and I invested myself by reading. I went ahead and started looking for this information. I started reading instead of using the time just watching television. Everybody need their breaks and stuff, but he didn't focus that time just reading, just on there watching television. He focused time finding information that's going to benefit him and where he was going to be. He said he didn't concentrate on the situation at the present, but he knew where he's going to go. So therefore, he prepared himself. How he prepared himself? He educated himself. So I love that whole approach of that. Then as he got more and more into it, and of course you had the motivation from your friend who kept on sending them checks, letting you know, hey man, you can make money here. You can make money here. You went ahead, then took a local boot camp and did what you need to do with that. But the whole spark of it, you took interest in your own self, and you didn't stop. You didn't let the pandemic. You didn't let a situation wherever you thought, where we could, loneliness. Oh man, I can't get out of the house. No, I know it would be a time for me to get out. But before I get out, let me go ahead and prepare myself for this opportunity. 24 karat gold bars indeed. And you got responses back from the audience on that standpoint right there. You got all hearts from Antonio Landis. He getting your hearts on that, brother. So, Antonio speaking, I know he's feeling every bit of that. Then we have the amazing Bella from Bella Unplugged with your amazing podcast. Saying this woman right here know the entertainment community and also working for the city of Atlanta. So we thank you. And yeah, definitely we hate dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So thank you, Bella, for being here as well. And since you're missing New York, we got Patty from New York, Green from New York. Patty, the amazing Patty. Thank you. Wow, bro. I mean, seriously, man, you took that thing, man. The thing is, with your ability to actually learn and study, and you do as far as being an educator, it's amazing how you apply them techniques for yourself, and you became a student within yourself to actually start learning these techniques of especially real estate. I think it's very interesting how you took something that you use every day with the kids in your life, teaching them. But when the time of the pandemic came, all that stuff and all the adversity and stuff, you went ahead and used it and challenged for yourself. I think that's so amazing. So this inspired. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead and drop in. You got something you want to add?
Oh no, sir. I was just saying thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, sacrifice and discipline. I tell my siblings all the time that focus and discipline will take you places that motivation can't.
Ooh, say that one more time.
Focus and discipline will take you places that motivation can't.
All right, 24 karat gold balls dropped indeed. So, oh my gosh, I'm talking about right there. All right, is it true North Carolina is a new immigrant, no, new migration for real estate? Markayle?
When she says new migration, is she just talking about like the influx of people that has interest and that is actually moving down to North Carolina? If that is the case, if so, is it also growing in business property? Okay, so yeah, so we have about 150 people, between 100 and 150 people that move to Charlotte every single day, and these people are moving from New York, California, all places throughout the nation. But what we're seeing the most is New York. We're seeing California and a few people from the Midwest. And specifically in Charlotte, we lack the inventory needed to meet the needs of the influx of people that's moving here on a daily basis. So that puts people like myself who are developers, especially on the commercial side, who are developers. It gives us a ton of power because you know due to the lack of inventory, that just means that the need for development and developers is even higher. So yeah, it's certainly a lot of interest garnered in Charlotte and Raleigh specifically. So if you can get some property anywhere out here, in Charlotte or surrounding areas, or Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill areas, like the RDU area, I know, like it's definitely booming. So definitely want to be able to get in where you fit in.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for dropping the 24 karat gold balls. And Patty is known for asking excellent questions. So keep it coming, family. And we got another question that come in as well. It said, this from Queen Lakeisha. She said, what is the first step implement the technique so to make it incorporate into your real estate business? So okay, all right.
All right. Yeah. So really, first step is knowing where I'm going. So, as a founder of a development company here in Charlotte, I gotta have vision, and I have to, be goal oriented, and I have to have the knowledge to be able to apply it. So, really, the first step is like just having goals set and knowing where you're going, and then really working backwards. So kind of like reverse engineering and thinking with the end in mind. So like another one of my favorite books is the seven steps of highly effective people, or seven habits of highly effective people. And it always talks about beginning with the end in mind. So as a developer, I had to literally think from like a worst case scenario when acquiring this property, and did the risk meet the reward? Did it outweigh the reward, or was it even not even worth it at all, based upon the absolute worst case scenario? And then putting the team together, and then getting done all of the studies that are needed, raising the capital, and just being resilient, and just not stopping whenever you hear a no. I've heard so many no's. So many people, told me that it wasn't going to work out, or that I was crazy, and it just made me go harder. So I would say number one is having faith, and then having the vision. Faith that God will be able to get you to where you need to be, but also having the vision and having relentlessness towards whatever goal you're trying to achieve, and then aligning yourself with the people that's already doing it. So I did that through my core, through the boot camp that I took. Now that I took it from one of my mentors, now I'm offering that to the community as well, for people who are looking to create wealth through real estate development. And we have also come come in as partners to Charlotte Mecklenburg schools, serving as vendors. So we're about to give the game out to the youth, and then we're also serving as partners to the Steinbridge Group, which is a $1 billion impact investment firm out of Philadelphia and New York. They have $100 million fund for HBCUs. So we have exposure to several deals at once, and I would just say, start with the end in mind.
Wow. Wow. 24 karat gold bars indeed. It's just awesome. Thank you for the awesome response. Thank you. So wow. I'll tell you one thing is you are actually motivating a lot of people to ask a lot of questions. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. There we go. And we have Cream Monique Lisa. How you doing, Cream Monique? That's my writing coach and also my business mentor as well. This woman right here always dropping 24 karat gold bars. So I asked the question, what does the concept of buying the block means to you? And do you see that as well as something that you want to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So buying back the block means to me, I think about two things specifically, and that's ownership and equity. When I think about generations prior to us, it was focused, like kind of hyper focused on civil rights, but Martin Luther King got killed over civil rights, and we're kind of like carrying on the torch by focusing on economic prosperity during the age of technology and information. So buying back the block means to me owning and controlling. So you have ownership, equity, and control, which can be, three different things depending on sometimes who you ask. But from my point of view, having all three together really serves as the ultimate way to be able to change the community in a positive light, while of course making money. But beyond the money, it's the inspiration that's being provided to the community by developing, by me being a local developer, being from Charlotte. Buying back the block means everything to me because no one in my age bracket, or not too many African Americans are developing multi-million dollar commercial deals, especially during these economic times, and owning it. So buying back the block, also means just not selling off, but also having long-term strategy to not just exit short-term when a bag of money is offered, in your face. Even after I got fired, I got offered 750,000 for my land right after I got fired from the school, and I said no because I had my focus on millions, and then the money, it didn't equate to the amount of joy and the amount of positive impact that I know that we're going to make for the community. And I wanted to keep my promise to my grandma that I was going to, name the street after her as well, and we'll keep the property. So really thinking long term instead of short term.
Awesome. Wow. 24 karat. I hope Queen and Neat that answer your question indeed, because that was 24 karat gold bars. Oh my gosh. Keep it rolling, brother, because the questions keep coming in. So let me go ahead and make sure. Is there more requests for prefabrication home buildings?
Prefabricated homes, is she referring to the homes like out of Lowe's where you don't have to do much work? They're like $20,000 or $30,000, and then as soon as you buy it, like they throw it up in like 2 or 4 weeks? Is that what she's considering?
Okay, hey, Patty, go ahead. Can you confirm that question what you're asking about before I move to the next one? Because I'm not sure the average. Okay. We're waiting for her response on that one. So we're gonna go ahead and let me see. I want you to make sure you answer that question. So she says not necessarily.
Okay.
So okay. Can you define the question so we will make sure we answer it correctly?
If you can define prefabricated, so I can just make sure that we're on the same page, because I had something totally different in mind when you said prefabricated.
Okay, and she have another question why she's going to define that one, and I guess it was how long and average take you to average start building start fulfilling. Okay, start to finish.
Yeah, so it really depends on what space you're operating in. We have residential, we have multifamily, we have commercial. So if you're operating from a residential standpoint with a single family home, ideally with a really good team, 3 months is all it should take. It could take up to 5 months, but you certainly don't want it to go beyond 5 months, especially if you have raised capital from private money lenders. Because the longer it takes, the more your money get aided by interest. So it's really in your best interest to ensure that one house is built within that 3 to 5 time frame.
Okay, okay. And when she also she asked you about Marshall Homes. So that she'll talking about prefabrication. She'll talking about Marshall Homes.
Okay,
So
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Module homes isn't our focus, so I can't necessarily speak to that. But I will say, specifically with single family homes, ground up development, like your standard 3 bed, 2.5 bath, first time home buyer house, those will typically take 3 months.
School. Going back to the school situation, you brought your best with the school situation, right? And you brought your best, then the school system lets you down and let you go. So the thing is, you didn't stop there. You went ahead and you did an investment. You did your study and you did your investments, and therefore now you're a real estate investor on $1 million properties and stuff. Awesome. I wish I had the know-how back in that time in your day. I didn't have that guidance. And you and being young had to learn how to use your resources as mentors, use your resources as your education, and you kept on what I call it building. You kept on building. You kept on building. So that's awesome and great. I just want to make sure is that any other questions I have not missed. All right, family. Thank you. Keep on asking questions because we do have, like I said, a real estate investor here that he's well studied. As you actually know, he's well studied in this, especially he dealing with the with commercial space and everything else. And we're gonna share something real quickly with that as well. Okay, fam, we're gonna take a quick interlude. I have a sponsor. He got a message for you, so definitely check it out.
My name is Anthony D. Shannon Sr., International Certified Leader, speaker, trainer, and coach, certified by John Maxwell and Samuel Chad. I am also the founder of Leaders Live Generously Academy, an Anthony D. Shannon consulting group, the #1 platform to help you overcome past failures, release your self-doubt, and shatter fears. You will reach your maximum potential and achieve high results in your life and your business. You see, my mission is to help you become the best you that you can be. With over 25 years of corporate experience, from sales positions to district vice president and even vice president positions with sales companies. I have been responsible for overseeing the success of training departments with over 3,000 employees. I've had the opportunity to create and deliver world-class, award-winning presentations on global stages and corporate platforms across North America. You see, my passion in life is growing and equipping others to do remarkable things and lead significant and fulfilled lives by overcoming and winning. You know, there's no greater mission for me, period. My motto is, everyone has a purpose. So you need to find your purpose and start living your life. That's why I've dedicated my life to teach and encourage people to win. You see, what separates me from the competition? I'll be flat out. It's honesty, it's integrity, it's relevance, it's passion, and it's care. We get results. I always say to live is to grow, and to grow is to change. And change is necessary for sustained success. You know, no matter the business you have, a sports team, corporate, management, or self-employed, if you are ready to unlock your full potential and win in life while serving others at the highest level, I want you to go right now to Anthony D. Shannon consultinggroup.com or leaderslivegenerouslyacademy.com.
I'm telling you right now, they get results. I've seen it personally myself. That's why I am so happy they are a proud sponsor of the Wise Hour. So definitely check out Anthony D. Shannon Consulting Group. I'm telling you, you want a life changing? You want your life to change? If you feel stuck, you feel like you can't get to the next place, that consulting group is for you. So again, definitely check them out. And again, thank you for being a proud sponsor of the Wise Hour. All right, family, the interlude over. Now we're going back to the show. That last session, because they was rapping firing. That one talking. There you talking. That one I'm talking about. That one I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That one. I saw one thing. I saw on there. There was like a Vest Fest.
Yes, sir. Shout out to EYL.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Earn your leisure. Yeah, and the funny story is, they had an event in Charlotte, North Carolina, Earn Your Masters event, and it was a great opportunity. I mean, if you want to learn how to do a production, them guys know how to do production, because most of the tickets they gave for reserves was free. I like the process how they did it. They didn't charge you for coming, and then when you got in, they gave you 2 free drinks to come into this event. And wow, and the production and setup was so amazing. And beautiful people, business people, people who want to learn, sitting there learning. And this brother right here, he one of the I think it was 7 founders, right? And 7 founders out of 450 candidates who tried to apply for the pitch to be able to get on stage and talk to EYP, Earn Your Leisure. The guys from Earn Your Leisure.
Those 5 of us.
5 of us. So in the top 5, and you got a chance. I think you honestly should won. You got you got a chance to present, and really, I don't know you realize it now. When they, when I call him Shade. I forgot his real name because I know him by his show.
Wow.
So he got in there, asked, "Hey, crowd, what's going on? Who you apply for?" And they gave you a big standing ovation. I thought you should have won, honestly, myself. But I understand why they did win with the guy with the app, a little bit more attainable than trying to deal with real estate. But I was amazing. I went in and shook your hand and I said, "Hey, let's talk." And learning how your mindset is and how you approach your life, it is contagious and very inspiring and empowering. So I thank you for getting the opportunity. And with that, yeah, man. And I got something I want to share with everybody. So we're going to go into y'all questions, but it's something that I want to share with y'all guys real quick to get an idea what else he's doing. No, he's just not just going out there, just, signing paperwork and stuff. He actually trying to give back to the community. So I want to share something with everybody real quick. So
is back with another episode. Only this time we are here with my boy Martin and Kennedy, the queen. So it's a pleasure. So now we are actually in front of the Roxy project, and Martin and Kennedy are going to tell us about their process for developing. We're going to go in and tour the property. We're going to just get a lot of game from them, and this is going to be one for the books. So Martin and Kennedy, can y'all tell us how much was the acquisition of the lot price? How much did it cost to build a house? And just one lesson, I guess, that you would just take from it that maybe you would do differently going forward.
For sure. Well, first, like my brother Markayle said, shout out to him and everything he's doing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get that gratitude first. But yes, my name is Martin Jones. This is my beautiful wife, Kennedy Jones. And this is the Roxy project, right? So ladies first, I'll let you.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think for me, the biggest challenge was being present throughout the whole process and leaning in. So we had the distinct pleasure of working with 2 phenomenal partners who I'm sure y'all will see in another episode.
Absolutely.
Another conversation.
Investors,
Investors, we love y'all. But they have served truly as not just family to us, but mentors. And they've really shown us literally from top to bottom how to do this and how to do it well. But the challenge is really not attaching yourself to the outcome, but being connected to the process and being ingrained in the process.
I love that. I love that how you're reaching back into the community and y'all talking about mentorship. I wish I had that approach when I was much younger, that somebody reached out to me and you're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it with a community of people. And you can see the joy of that husband wife duo, and they getting gratitude back. You getting gratitude back to them, and y'all doing this thing. And I just want to make sure people realize that, we can go out there and make content and work together as a unit, work together as a community to build a community. And I love that about you, bro, because you didn't stop. You didn't go out there and say, I couldn't do it. You said, I could. You said, I can. And with that, and through the grace of God, God's moving you forward into all them things, bro. So I just want to get a shout out to you for your consistency and your obedience.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. So we got some more questions that did came in before I go back to mine. Have you invested in business that was not in real estate?
Yes. Yeah. Great question, Monique. So before I became a real estate investor, I was investing into a ton of businesses in the stock market. So Apple, Microsoft, AMD, GameStop. I was a part of the crazy GameStop thing that happened back in 2020, where Robinhood prevented us from being able to buy more stocks because it was running up so high, and it was insane. So I invested into a ton of companies, short term and long term, and I have also invested into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, several coins, and we've seen a ton of return on our initial investment. And outside of those two things, I would say the personal development. So like investing into just the knowledge and the education for myself. And yeah, I would say like those are the big three for me: stocks, crypto, real estate, and then, or I guess you could say four. It's that personal development for sure. So I'm always investing in myself by just being a sponge and constantly learning and just like not being satisfied.
Oh, don't talk about, brother. Don't talk about. Can you give them four one more time in case they were slow writing them down? Can you give them four things?
No problem at all. Well, I would start with the personal development. Personal development, like understanding like your risk to reward ratio, your risk appetite, and your willingness to take risk. And then getting the knowledge or some sort of knowledge, whether that's doing your own self-education or you paying someone for mentorship for that. And then going into the stock market. So being able to invest in companies that are publicly traded, that is a part of the nation's wealth. So being able to see significant return in the short term, just in a few months, by investing into the stock market and being consistent. And then individual companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and a host of many others. And then you have index funds. And then after the stock market, investing into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and several others. But it's a more risky asset class. So risk come with anything, and nothing is fully guaranteed. So let me just go ahead and say that. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying this is what I did, and this is what my group was doing that I created. And then lastly is real estate. So I believe that if we do all three, have exposure to the stock market, cryptocurrency, and real estate, that's I think that's where we want to be.
All right, I call that capitalism to the mats. So you know how to work this system. I call it working this system, and I appreciate you like I said, at the age you are able to maximize your personal self, maximize every moment of your day, maximize your finances, and maximize your relationships with others as well. So I'll tell you, y'all keep getting more questions coming in. So we got some from Patty from New York. What is your inspiration to slow and steady and expand across the U.S.?
All right, yeah. So my aspirations is really extremely high, and I don't typically like share all of my aspirations, but I would definitely give one. And one of those things is just to be as impactful within a community as possible to fully eliminate the wealth gap. I'm really big on like fighting against the system, and I'm really big on providing opportunities for people that look like us. So, and I'm really big into philanthropy. So I always had like interest in being like a philanthropist. So being able to not just impact the wealth gap, I really want to help fully eliminate it. And I believe that our educational programs will do that. And then specifically for my development company, we intend to take over the entire Southeast. So we'll start in Charlotte. We'll probably expand to Atlanta. We'll have some exposure maybe in Virginia. And then after that, we are going to go international, and we're going to have exposure in the commercial development space in African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Qatar, and possibly the Middle East as well. So long-term vision is for us to be an international development company, have that international exposure, and have our educational programs to eliminate the wealth gap and create, tens of millions of African American pipelines of students that will be given the opportunity to intern at Paradigm Shifters and other development companies, while also not having to go to college to go into debt to be able to try to create wealth. We are essentially creating a fast track program for African American students from marginalized communities to give them an opportunity to learn how to create wealth through real estate without having to go to college and get massive amounts of debt.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Y'all see the vision. Y'all see the vision. It's not just it's not just USA, but you're actually going international with it. And guess what? You have a plan. And you have a plan, you have structure, not just to take yourself, not just to take your team, but actually formulate so it actually help the culture of our American youth. And you're putting a fast plan together to be able to assist with that. I think that's amazing, brother. I think that's so amazing. So keep on doing what you're doing. I see we got another question here. Okay. Oh, I see. There's a journalist. A journalist hat came on. She loved to do research. That's Queen Lakeisha. That I see that why you got confused and focused talks with Lakeisha. That's your journalist hat came on. Question. Teaching Dear Martin, can you discuss the major setback and how you overcome it?
Yeah, certainly. So, I was hired at a charter school here in Charlotte to teach English, and the principal also gave me an opportunity to teach an elective. And my favorite subject isn't English; it's actually African American Studies. So I elected to teach African American Studies for the elective, but we never got to that. So I found a way to embed that within the English curriculum by way of me getting an acceptance and approval from the principal and from the leadership team of the school. So we initially were going to read The Hate You Give, but since I taught 7th and 8th grade English, they said that it was a little bit too advanced for middle schoolers. I was like, all right, cool. And me and the principal, we decided to teach, or like to go from The Hate You Give to Dear Martin. So I had the literary informational text, which is the book. And then I had an informational text from inequality.org so students could see how life imitates art and how art imitates life. And, on one end, we were reading the book, and then on the other end, we seen, the real life examples of inequality through policy, structures, and laws from a systemic standpoint that were outlined in inequality.org. And to make a long story short, I ended up getting a white student came into my class. He joined mid-year. We were already in the middle of the book, and he had been saying like racial slurs to some of the students, and by them being exposed to what microaggressions were and macroaggressions were and systemic racism that Mr. Gray taught them, they were aware of what he was doing. They was calling it out. So basically, we were already teaching from the book, and the white student went home and told his white parents about what he was learning, and it was exaggerated a little bit, and it wasn't all true. And basically, the principal decided to side with the parent, and she fired me on the spot. So, second day of Black History Month, which is my favorite month of the year, and she fired me on the spot. And I was like, why am I getting fired? She was like, she can't be addressing parent complaints all day. And then I was like, I didn't know there were parent complaints. I never been wrote up. I don't have any, I haven't been like put on an educational plan. I was like, where is this coming from? And, I just began to reflect. And then I was like, it has to be from the one student. And after that, she fired me, and I asked her, was it effective immediately? She said, yes. I sat back, and I told her, thank you for the opportunity. And I left.
Wow. And from there, life moves on. From there, life move on because we won't be probably. I'm not sure it would slow the process, the real estate development process, but you have moved leaps and bounds in the commercial and the real estate investment standpoint in life. Thank you for sharing that and being open about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people won't be, they want to hold back and stuff on some of the adversity they go through in life. And I thank you for sharing your adversity and letting you know, hey, African American studies, I'm going to teach people and make them be aware. It doesn't matter what their color and creed and race, you want them to be informed. And unfortunately, like you said, you get those that don't want to be informed and want to cause havoc and use the system against you. And like you said, get caught in the system. I appreciate, like you said, you know what? Thank you. I'm good. And guess what? You moved on. I think that smile on your face showed me that you're doing good, brother. That smile on the face showed me that you're doing good.
Also, the federal judge in the case just ruled in my favor. So the federal judge ruled in my favor, and then the district judge ruled in my favor. And the principal that fired me got fired. And now they're going to have to either settle or we will take them to trial.
Hey, it is what it is. Do your thing. Keep on pressing forward. And I'm proud of you. And Lakeisha, I appreciate you for asking that question. I believe she asked thank you so much for sharing that, Markayle, and you are truly a trailblazer. I agree 100%. 100% of that. Wow, family. Thank you for, Bruh, I'm sitting here like maybe I had to do a part 2. I got more questions to ask you. But I do want to ask this. I want to make sure I get a chance to ask you this. All right. You, since you have built strategies and partnerships with some of the biggest top businesses minds in the country, all right? Mm-hmm. How have the collaborations influenced your success of your projects, and what advice will you give aspiring entrepreneurs about forming effective partnerships?
Yeah. It goes kind of like back to like one of my favorite quotes. I'm a big quote guy. I love quotes. I love art. I love fashion. And I love learning. But one of my favorite quotes is collaboration over competition. So that's something that I really live by. And partnering with some of those bigger, some of the biggest companies in the nation as far as development, it has taught me several things. And one of those things is knowing your numbers. You got to know your numbers, being confident, and you really have to know more than you're actually giving out. So that means, I have been infatuated with watching interviews of Tawan Davis, the CEO and founder of the Steinbridge Group. And while we are partnering with him, I never met him. I know his entire team. The whole team know me, but I have never met Tawan. And I'm just so infatuated with him and running this. Pretty much, it's a $1 billion company. And I would say watching him has made me go even harder, because I was I'm so close to this guy, but I don't even know him. And I don't even know if he knows me, even though we're serving as a partner to his company. I will hope that he does, but I don't know, So watching people like Robert F. Smith, watching people like Damon John, watching people like Don Peoples, for me, I hold those people in the highest esteem and the highest regard, because I feel being an ultra successful businessman is way more cooler than being a professional athlete or a entertainer, for several reasons. But those are the people that I kind of look to and kind of chase. And Robert F. Smith, he just came on as a partner to the Steinbridge Group with the Freedom Initiative. So seeing him in North Carolina A&T and going to his event and seeing him in person, I just kind of visualize myself in their shoes. And I would say being exposed to them and watching them from a distance has made us just go even harder. I would say just go even harder and just make sure that my time management is on point. When I commit to something, I'm actually doing it. When I give my word, I actually show up. just making sure, that I'm prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that's something that we live by.
And like I said, you keep pressing forward. Wow. You hear what he said, right? They are doing these major projects and they are corroborating with some major people in the community. All right. Define the word life and what that word means to you.
Life to me means service. Life to me means service. I believe that each one of us, we're really just put here to serve each other. So leaning into that and knowing our purpose, living a purpose-filled life will allow for really great things to happen within our community and the world at large.
Oh, awesome. 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed, family. Thank you for everybody who participated. All right, brother. Tell them how they can reach out to you. So if they want to get in contact with you, find out more about your courses, how can they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So you can get in contact with me through my social media. You can reach out on my Instagram at Markayle D'Angelo. You can reach out on my Facebook at Markayle D'Angelo. You can reach out on my LinkedIn at Markayle D'Angelo Gray. You can you can send me an email. It's a multitude of different ways. I'm pretty open. I create my own schedule, and I'm just here to serve the people.
Family, was that amazing right there? This brother right here, he told you about the life challenge he had, being a school teacher, and some of the challenges went with that. As you know what I'm saying, he trying to teach the kids, they trying to run game on him and all that stuff. But guess what? He pressed forward, but he realized there's another call in his life. He didn't actually give up teaching. What he did, he elevated his game, and now he's a commercial investor. So we appreciate everything that Markayle has done and continue to do in this amazing world. So make sure you go check them out. All right, family. I have a book. It's The Entire Wear. This book right here deal with me when I youth dealing with anxiety, actually Delesta, a whole bunch of things. But guess what? It shows you how to champion and you can press through and become a winner on the other side. So definitely purchase your digital copy today. All right, family. Also, I have a merch line. Go ahead and go to this link right here and go ahead and you can get yourself a wear shirt. Understanding where you are. Also dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. This is a great way to support the channel as well. So definitely go to this page and actually purchase your t-shirt today. All right, family. Love is the action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else. And we'll see you on the next The Wise Hour podcast. Okay? Family, take care and peace.
Every day we walk this road, a labyrinth of paths untold, searching for our place and role, finding strength down in our soul. Challenges we face head on, through the night until the dawn. Gonna keep on holding strong in this dance where we belong. Manhood's just breaking through.